ever feel like your niche business is speaking a completely different language from the rest of the market? If you're an entrepreneur in a really specialized industry, these generic tools, they rarely seem to fit, right? So today in the deep dive, we've been digging into some pretty recent industry reports and fascinating case studies all about AI. And what we're seeing suggests that if you're, still just relying on those off-the-shelf AI solutions, you might be leaving some serious opportunity on the table.
Yeah, definitely. And what's really exciting, I think, is how these large language model training services people often call fine-tuning are becoming such a game changer. Think of it like this: a standard LLM. It's like this incredibly smart general purpose AI, a brilliant student, maybe. Fine-tuning is where we teach that brilliant student your specific business major, and maybe even your specific dialect. It lets the AI become truly fluent in how you operate your unique stuff. And that offers a significant competitive edge. Our mission today really is to cut through all the hype and just show you some practical steps, how to get started, and maybe how to actually make some money with this tech, like right now.
Okay, fluent in your business dialect. I like that phrase, but it sounds pretty ambitious. Can you walk me through how that actually looks day to day? How does an AI learn the really subtle things like, I don't know, artisan cheese distribution beyond just product names and inventory lists?
That's a great question. It really starts with your specific data, your stuff. You gather everything that shows how you communicate, how you operate, internal memos, maybe customer chat logs, sales data, even those really unique product descriptions you write. And look, this isn't necessarily about building some massive data lake. It's more about using what you probably already have. Your email archives, maybe notes in your CRM, those spreadsheets you've been keeping meticulously. Then AI engineers, they use that data to actually teach the model. It helps it learn your jargon, your workflows, those subtle patterns only you might see. And finally, of course, rigorous testing. You got to make sure the AI actually delivers responses that truly help you run the business better.
Right. Okay. And this is where it gets really interesting for, the bottom line. I get the competitive edge part, but I can just hear some listeners thinking, oh, great, another AI tool.
Mhm.
Is this just more tech debt, more complexity for my already stretched small team?
Mhm.
And what about the risk? Like, if the AI is only trained on my business history, could it just bake in my existing biases, maybe limit innovation, or even keep perpetuating problems I already have?
That's a really vital point. Absolutely worth considering. Look, the goal isn't to just fossilize your current ways of doing things. It's more about accelerating and refining them. But with your specific context, generic AI often falls flat precisely because it lacks that industry context, right? It might confuse your acronyms or just give really superficial answers. But a fine-tuned LLM, precisely because it understands your actual business history and context, well, it provides that industry fluency we talked about. It can give deeper insights and actually significantly reduce certain risks. Take pharmaceutical R&D, for example. Fine-tuned models can quickly flag potential drug interactions by checking against huge internal research databases. That's something that used to take weeks of manual review, so it cuts experimental risks, accelerates discovery, and that translates directly into cost savings and potentially new revenue streams.
Okay, so let's bring this down to earth. What does this all mean for you, the small business owner listening right now, who wants to get started today and actually make money? The good news seems to be there's a clear action plan emerging. But where do you even begin, especially when your plate is already overflowing?
You start with what some people call the 5 Ds. Think about tasks that are dull, difficult, dangerous, dirty, or just plain dear, expensive. Which of those could an AI potentially tackle in your business? And how could that generate revenue or savings? That's the key question. Once you identify those specific needs, then you gather the quality data relevant just to them. Clean up those emails, those chat logs, relevant documents. Remember the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. Still holds true for AI. Then find the right partner. Look for providers who maybe have a track record in your specific industry. Ask tough questions, too, about data privacy and how they make sure the AI really learns your unique context.
Yeah, and crucially, start small, but be ready to scale fast, right? Don't try to boil the ocean and fine-tune your entire business on day one. Pick a single high-impact use case, pilot it, measure the results carefully, get feedback, then expand. I actually heard about a local pet grooming salon, pretty niche, right? They fine-tune an LLM just on their client notes, and it started generating these personalized post-grooming tips like, remember Fido prefers his belly rubbed counterclockwise.
Mhm.
It's a small detail, but apparently it built huge loyalty and saved the groomers a ton of time writing those notes.
Absolutely. That's a perfect example for these niche businesses, LLM training, this fine tuning. It isn't just some nice to have anymore. It's quickly becoming pretty essential if you want AI to truly understand your unique operations.
Hmm.
The technology is mature enough now, the tools are becoming more accessible, and that competitive advantage, it's very real.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, we've been custom fitting everything from suits to software for years, but now we're essentially custom fitting intelligence itself to our unique operations. Your business is anything but ordinary, so why should your AI be any different? Maybe the final thought is this. Don't wait until your competitors catch on, because by then, well, you might really be missing out on what a fine tuned LLM can actually do for your niche.